Hello everyone and welcome to Power Playground. This is your host Michael, and today I'm going to be showing you how to insulate your 3D printer bed. Now the reason we want to do this is we want to keep the heat on the actual bed to maintain adhesion, especially for plastics such as ABS when you're printing off and you don't want to lose any heat. Usually want your bed to be set at a very high temperature, and of course any fall off in heat, especially around the corners, is going to cause peeling and warping and all sorts of undesired effects here. Now what you have to do to remedy that is you take some Reflectix like this, cut it into a size of your bed. You would tape it underneath your bed using some aluminum tape. Another thing you'll want to factor in is you'll want to use Kapton tape to seal off any electronics, thermistors, or connections going from your board to the actual controller board here, so they don't short out with this aluminum tape, since it is conductive and Kapton is not conductive. Now the only issue is if you only want to insulate one 3D printer bed, you don't have use for all this material for other projects, it's going to get a little bit costly there. It's usually, after about taxes, you're looking at about 30 to 35 bucks for all the materials, including the aluminum tape, the Reflectix aluminum insulation, and the Kapton tape. Now to remedy that, I'm actually selling kits on my website, 3D Shape Engineering. They come in various different sizes. We have 6x6 inch, 6x8 inch, 8x8, and 8x12 inch. These kits will range anywhere from about $14.99 to about $20, depending on the size there. And shipping will be free on these. I'm just doing this more as a service for people. If you just want to get something like this and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money. So I'm going to put that link in the description here. I'm going to go ahead and show you the breakdown of the kit. I'm going to show off the 6x8 inch or 180 by 230 millimeter kit, because that's what I'm going to be installing on my printer today. So this kit will come with, of course, a piece of Reflectix that is a little bit bigger than the actual size of your printer bed. And it'll come with 4 strips of aluminum tape to put around the sides, and then another piece of tape so you can cut out a little slit in the middle in case you have a bulging out thermistor or something you don't want to of course have insulated all the time, just so you can reach it for servicing. And then of course you'll get 2 pieces of a polyamide Kapton tape. And of course, let's go ahead and go over the tools you'll need for this. You will first need either a set of screwdrivers or Allen keys to take off the bed on your 3D printer. And then you'll need cutting tools, either scissors, razor blade, X-Acto knife, or a mixture of the 3, just to cut the bed and the tape to size. So now that we have everything laid out, we know what tools we need to get the job finished. Let's go ahead and bring the printer in and I'll show you all how to do it. All right, so I'm just taking the bed off here now. I went ahead and disconnected the thermocouple as well as the wires from the bed going to the board. So I'm just taking off the screws that level the bed now. And okay, I wanna make sure you keep all your parts in a safe place that you'll know where they are later so you don't lose anything. I have a magnetic parts tray for that, very useful. And there's the bottom of the bed. As you can see, it's a bare printed circuit board, and of course there's some components we're gonna need to cover up. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna take the printer off the bench and I'll show you all how to apply our insulation. All right, so we have our bed here. There are a few obstructions I want to go around, but first, before we actually tack the bed down, I want to go ahead and insulate off all these electrical connections here. I'm gonna go ahead and get my polyamide tape and cut everything to size. Now, fortunately, since the connectors are back here, I don't really need to cut any access slits except for the ones for these screws. Just trying to close up any open contacts here. Now we need to insulate this little LED as well as these contacts so they don't short out on the board. Just trying to figure out what's the best way to do this. Okay, there we go. So now all of our exposed electrical components are now sealed up properly. Cool thing is you can use the little bubbles as like a guide marker. So that's where that hole will be. Basically, I'm just cutting these holes for the big old springs, these ones to kind of slot into. So there we go. Now what you want to do is trim off the excess on the edges here. It's especially in this back area since there's conductive parts, and just use the bubbles as like little guides to where you need to cut. So everything is pretty much cut to size here. So I'm gonna cut these up to size here. Probably won't use all of them for this kit. Use one big one over on the edges like this, because there's nothing really to break it up. And use like a razor blade or X-Acto knife to get between the backing and the actual tape. That's the best way to do it. Now, when you do tape, try not to get any over, like I just did. If there's a bit of an overhang, what you want to do is, I like to get a razor blade and then just slice that off. Try not to cut your fingers while doing this, obviously. Yeah, you don't want anything interfering with the flatness of the bed. So now we'll do the other side. Now you want to get this as tight as possible so there's no like air or anything. I would be taping around these, but not at these connectors here, just because there's a little bit of exposed metal. Okay, so now we have everything properly insulated on the bottom. Let's go ahead and trim off the excess tape like we did before on the one end. Just trim off this excess. There is our insulated bed here. Just looks pretty simple on the top side, but on the bottom side, it's nice and insulated. Everything, this will definitely help in retaining heat as aluminum is a reflective material. Now let's go ahead and install this into the 3D printer again. And that, folks, is how you insulate a 3D printer bed. At this point, you'll want to level the bed. There will be a video coming real soon on how to do that, so keep your eyes posted. Subscribe to the channel to get updates on that, as well as like this video if you liked it, and check out the 3D Shape Engineering link if you want to buy one of these puppies here. Gonna be various different prices, and if you don't see the size you want, just leave something in the comments or send something in the contact email form on the 3D Shape Engineering website, and I'll get right to adding an option if a lot of people ask for a specific size there, or of course I'll work with your needs depending on what you want. So definitely thank you all for watching here, and have a great day.